in footy, and this is why. So Edelson puts his hand up. I want to buy the Swans. He's got all these ideas. Bob Pritchard becomes his running mate in it all. He's his hype man. And Jim McKay, who's got all the links to the league, he's the sort of the silent third partner in all this that is making the things work between the league and these two. The great thing for the VFL is that Edelson puts his hand up, and then other people start putting their hands up and say, no, I want to buy the Swans. Now, the first person who puts their hand up is Basil Sellers. Now, if you don't know who Basil Sellers is, he is the greatest benefactor for the Swans for the last 45 years. So he is a guy that's invested in sport in so many ways. He puts his hand up to say, well, I would be interested in buying the Swans. Even Dick Pratt, the Vizzy cardboard king, he puts his hand up and says, I'd be interested in buying the Swans. So in the space of a month or so, the VFL's gone from this situation where this club's going to go out of existence because there's no more money to we've got 3 buyers who want to buy this club. So you can see if you're from the league, you're thinking, wow, this is the way of the future. We didn't know there was all this interest out there to buy our clubs. We've got no money, but if all these businessmen with, supposedly heaps of money want to get in, let's do it.
So what sort of campaign runs?
So Basil Sellers and Dick Pratt are the other two. Now, it emerges that Basil Sellers is the serious one. Pratt sort of eventually distanced himself from it. Basil Sellers is what you'd call a solid traditional businessman. Dr. Edelson was a flashy, flamboyant businessman. So over the next 6 months, there is this publicity machine that is cooked up by Pritchard and McKay. They are trying to fight off the establishment kind of bid with the new bid. Now, if you're involved in marketing or public relations at all, the one thing that you want is a willing participant to get out there and be part of the publicity. Edelson was addicted to publicity. Yeah. Apps, and you can see that if you're younger and know him from his Brownlow entrances, you can see he was addicted to publicity. Pathologically different to like most of us with publicity. So all sorts of things are happening. He's talking to the media every time they want him to talk, whereas Sellers and Pratt are like, no, I'm not going to discuss what we want to do publicly because we're working behind the scenes. All these things start to come out about how rich Edelson is. There's the story. The most famous story is that he has a 21-year-old model wife, Leanne, that they cook up the story that he has just gifted her a custom pink helicopter for her birthday. This is designed to sort of say, this is the guy with so much money, he is going to make this happen. Now, he hired the pink helicopter. He didn't own it, didn't buy it, didn't gift it. So there's a hell of a lot of rubbish out there, but it has a desired effect. He is becoming a figure in Melbourne that he wasn't previously, and everyone knows who Dr. Edelson is. The crux of it all is that, so there's a radio interview at the time where Basil Sellers says in the radio interview that it would take his consortium probably 3 to 5 years to make the Swans a real force, which if we're looking at it now, makes complete sense. Edelson says Sydney won't wait 5 years for him. He's too conservative to run a Sydney club. We need success now. So that is the Edelson edict.
If there's anything we've learnt from Know Your History around these times, it's that money always won out. And this is where the modern AFL is merely an incarnation of the way things have always been, and money wins out.
Exactly. So this is a time that the commission is only just starting, so it doesn't have the influence that the commission has now. Now, there were people on the commission who absolutely wanted Sellers to buy it. He was the safe choice. They knew him. They'd done business with him. Some of them actually had to sort of distance themselves because they were too tied to him. But he had a limit. He said, well, I'm paying this much because if I pay more than that, then this thing's going to fall over. Edelson comes in and says, well, I'm going to pay $6.5 million. And there's going to be 1.5 million into a license fee that's going to go directly to the 11 clubs can divvy between themselves. Now, at the time, this decision comes down to the clubs. So those 11 clubs say, I'm getting more money here than I am here. That's it. So they decide to go with Edelsten. And here's Peter Landy reporting the purchase just in the days after the purchase.